How do you destroy your political career? Do you steal public money? Do you get involved in a scandal? Do you get arrested? Apparently, it's easier than that. Sometimes you can destroy your entire political career by simply doing absolutely nothing. And that is exactly the situation that one Ndindi Nyoro finds himself in today.
Ndindi Nyoro works for the government. Ndindi Nyoro, you are a mole, goddammit.
A man who was once seen as the future, a man who inspired young people to join politics, a man who was consistently ranked among the best performing MPs in Kenya.
Kiharu Member of Parliament Ndindi Nyoro has been rated as the top performer among members of Parliament. A poll released by Infotruck shows that he scored 70% to top the list, followed by Kangema Member of Parliament Peter Kihungi at 68%.
Today, he's been attacked from every direction: social media, political spaces, even his former supporters.
Ndindi Nyoro does not stand for the people. All that Ndindi Nyoro says, it's for PR purposes.
The question is, what happened? How does a politician with so much promise suddenly find himself fighting for political survival? The answer is surprisingly simple, and for many Kenyans, completely unforgivable. Let's talk about it. If you love this kind of content, go ahead and like this video and subscribe. Now let's get to the video.
A National Assembly where legislators openly exhibit don't-care attitude on sensitive, weighty motions like the finance bill, Samson Ndindi Nyoro had stood above them, demystifying the otherwise complex finance matters to the public.
Before we get into what happened, let's first appreciate who Ndindi Nyoro was, because this wasn't an ordinary politician. This was one of the brightest young leaders in the country.
A Bachelor's of Arts in Economics, Masters of Arts in Economics in the University of Nairobi, another Masters in Economics, Public Policy, or Policy and Management, a certificate again on Economics from the London School of Economics. This week I'll be traveling to Harvard University, where I'll be taking an executive certificate in economic development.
A serious legislator.
This parliament through the committee is proposing an increment of prices on the tubers, Honorable Speaker.
A sober communicator, a leader who focused on issues, no insults, no drama, issues.
Kama nchi tukiangalia vizuri tuone ya kwamba the pressure is too much, na wanafunzi especially wale wako boarding school can be given even a weekend off. We must do it as a country to avert whatever is happening in our institutions.
Year after year, he was ranked as among the top 3 most performing MPs in the country.
The year 2026, in our day secondary schools, our term, it will be 500 shillings.
I don't know this man in person, but these are the type of leaders that Kenya needs at this point.
Young people loved him. Professionals respected him. Even people who disagreed with him could actually admit that this guy has a future in politics.
Ndindi Nyoro is a very fine gentleman. Huyo kijana ni kijana ambaye mimi namkuza kwa siasa.
Many people genuinely believe that he could one day occupy the highest office in the land. He could be our president.
Ndindi Nyoro.
Yes.
Akisimama kwa rais.
Yes.
Mimi nitadance juu ya lori.
Nitadance juu ya lori. Na huyo ndo atakuwa candidate wako. Huyo ndo atakuwa
candidate yangu.
Then something changed, and that change did not happen overnight. It happened slowly, one decision at a time.
And there's one who asked, would you team up with the likes of Ndindi Nyoro?
Ndindi Nyoro, I need to understand a bit more.
He's another numbers man.
I'll tell you, I have a problem with a lot of the leaders who supported the finance bill 2024.
You see, last week, Parliament voted on the finance bill of 2026. You already know that that bill was very controversial. For weeks, Kenyans debated it, politicians debated it, economists debated it, and Ndindi Nyoro was among those who were criticizing that bill. He spoke against it, he questioned it, he challenged it. He told Kenyans that this bill was actually bad for them.
And I kept saying here, we are debating the bill, but we are also debating the committee report, Honorable Speaker. And no one will purport here to guide me on how to debate. Kenyans will gauge who is talking the truth in the next few weeks.
And many people applauded him for that, because this is not the first time that he actually stood up and went against policies that were actually bad for wananchi.
Hii mfumo tunaambiwa inaitwa G2G.
ni ukora na biashara ya wakubwa hapa Kenya.
Everything seemed perfect until voting day arrived. And that is when trouble started.
He now stands accused of running away at the hour of need during voting in the House.
You see, when voting finally happened, Ndindi Nyoro was actually nowhere to be seen. He was absent. Now, maybe that could not be such a big issue, except for one problem. This wasn't the first time. And that is where the public frustrations actually exploded, because Kenyans started connecting them dots. And suddenly, people were asking very difficult questions. Very difficult questions.
First round can be forgotten, but second, aye.
People started reminding each other about June 2024, the finance bill that triggered national-wide protests. Ndindi Nyoro was actually present in the parliament. The bill passed. And you know what? He voted yes. As a matter of fact, people say that he was one of the people who actually crafted that bill.
I have a problem with a lot of the leaders who supported the finance bill 2024.
Then came 2025. Again, he remained on the fence.
Last year pia Ndindi Nyoro alikuanga absent. Saizi sasa usikia after vile alikuwa absent, sasa Mbogi Mazejo imemchapia. Wewe Dende Mazejo umezoea. Unabonga alafu sikia kwenda ku make decisions, sikia kwenda ku vote, unakosa kuingia.
Then they started reminding each other about the impeachment of one Rigathi Gachagua, which was another major political moment in this country. Again, according to critics, he chose caution over clarity. Again, he appeared to sit on the fence.
Was he a bystander, a deserter, or a silent accomplice? We are talking about Kiharu Member of Parliament Ndindi Nyoro, a politician who stood out for his unlikely and conspicuous absence from the dramatic impeachment proceedings against former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua.
And now, the finance bill of 2026, another crucial moment, another absence. Suddenly, people weren't looking at one incident. They were looking at a pattern. And patterns are very dangerous, especially in politics, because once voters create a certain narrative about you, it becomes very difficult to escape it.
Members of Parliament hawataki ku take sides. That's why unaona in very crucial bills kama finance bill, half of the house is not present. You're very disinterested in whatever is suffocating this country. Hata sisi hatuta take side ikikuja election. We are that petty. Okay? Very petty.
You see, Kenya has changed, especially after 2024. The country has become less tolerant on fence sitters. People want clarity. People want courage. People want leaders who can actually choose a side. You are either with the people or with the government. That is how many voters see politics today.
Ndindi Nyoro, you cannot have your cake and eat it too. Wewe Ndindi Nyoro tumekujua wewe. Yeah? Ndindi Nyoro tumekusoma tumekujua.
Unfortunately for Ndindi Nyoro, people no longer know where he stands. When he speaks, he is pro-people.
Itakuwaje wa Kenya wanalia? Mafuta iko more than 200 shillings. Na viongozi wako serikalini ndio wenye kampuni za G2G.
But when critical moments arrive, his critics say that he disappears.
Walikuwa ukiwa first reading tulikuwa tunaona bwana unaongea vitu zina make sense. Tukajua utaenda mpaka hii kitu iishe. Sasa jana imefika time ya voting hautokei. Wewe ni mall.
Fair or unfair, that is now the perception. And in politics, perception is always more often powerful than reality.
Ndindi Nyoro hawezi pinga William Ruto. Ndindi Nyoro ni co-owner wa CDN Bank. Ako na over 17% ownership. Si ndio? William Ruto ako na 56. Hiyo ndio majority. Hao watu watapingana namna gani?
You see, to be fair to Ndindi Nyoro, he actually did respond. So I'll let this lady explain exactly how that explanation went.
Ndindi Nyoro alienda X akatuandikia paragraph ya why he didn't vote. And someone summarized it using AI. So we will read the summary so that you understand what he meant. He's basically doing damage control. In simple terms, his message says he opposed the finance bill but missed the final vote because he was abroad. He's trying to justify that absence by saying his trip was unavoidable. He admits criticism is valid and tries to appear humble about it. Hata AI inajua you are tries to appear humble about it. He argues he still influenced the process through debates, committees, and media pressure. But my question is, you influenced this process with all this, and all that matters is you to vote, but you didn't show up to vote. Anyway, he shifts the blame again. Nashidaka nikiwaambia, the problem with this regime is blame shifting. He shifts the blame partly to parliament systems, majority and minority alignment, and committee decisions. He highlights past wins. Again, a character of anyone supporting this regime. Wataishi kuimba affordable housing, wataishi kuimba SHA, up and down. Unajua katu hata ukienda kupatana na mtu wa tuta, mkitu ya kwanza atakwambia ni affordable housing na SHA. Unaona? Past wins. You see? He ends by saying he's learning from feedback and still serving the people. Bottom line, he's saying, I was absent, but I still contributed in other ways. Don't judge me only on one vote.
Yeah, the public does not seem interested because the problem is no longer about that vote. The problem is trust.
One term. Wewe enda tu huko hivyo, ni wa constituency gani? Aendelee tu kuwekea kabra huko. One term.
You see, personally, I don't think the Nyoro's problem is actually bad intentions. I genuinely think that his heart is actually in the right place. The problem is accumulated doubt. The problem is the baggage of previous decisions. The problem is every moment where people expected clarity and felt like they got silence. So now, even a small mistake becomes huge. Every absence becomes suspicion. Every delayed statement becomes controversial. Every move gets interpreted in its worst possible way. And that is a very dangerous place to find yourself as a politician.
From the Rigathi Gachagua impeachment to the finance bills 2025 and 2026, Nyoro sat on the fence, which according to political observers is political suicide, as consistency in politics is key.
Now comes the biggest question. Is his political career actually finished? Maybe not. But one thing is clear. He cannot continue operating in a political limbo. He cannot continue standing alone. Look around him. Politicians actually choosing sides. Governor Irungu Kangata, who is his friend, has actually made his position clear. Many others are aligning themselves. The country is moving. The political landscape is actually shifting. But Ndindi Nyoro still appears undecided. And politics punishes indecision very harshly. Because when people don't know where you stand, they automatically assume the worst.
So Intel reaching my desk inasema Ndindi Nyoro ati alikuwa anapanga ati ya launch chama yake kando parallel na zile chama zenye ziko kwa United Opposition na Linda Mwananchi. So he has every intention ya run for president. Ndio maana Ndindi Nyoro hajaisema one term ama two term for William Ruto.
So no, Ndindi Nyoro is not politically dead. Not yet. He's still intelligent, he's still capable, he's still respected by many. But he is at a crossroads, and it's a very dangerous crossroads because the goodwill that protected him for many years is actually running out. The benefit of the doubt is disappearing. Now, if he wants to save the future that so many Kenyans once believed he had, there's only one thing that he has to do. And this thing is very simple. He just have to pick a side. Clearly, boldly, and without an apology. Because in today's Kenya, the fence is no longer a safe place to sit. Actually, it is the fastest place to get politically buried. So to subscribe.